Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Guns in the 701's Badass of the Week. That's right, every week we try to go deep into history and find some badass out there that you need to know about, never forget about, and always have in the back of your mind as, my gosh, that person was a badass. On this episode of Badass of the Week, we're talking about Francis.
Nobody calls me Francis.
We're talking about Francis Pegahmagabow. Now, Francis Pegahmagabow was born on March 9th, 1891 in Wasauksing First Nation, Ontario, Canada. As an Ojibwa, he grew up immersed in traditions and teachings of his people. But orphaned at a young age, he was raised by his extended family who taught him the skills of hunting, tracking, and survival in the wilderness. These early experiences would later prove to really help him in his badassery. Just a week or so after the British declared war on Germany in World War I, Francis enlisted in 1914, and Pegahmagabow felt a strong sense of duty and enlisted in the Canadian Expeditionary Forces. Now, he joined the 1st Battalion Canadian Expeditionary Force and quickly became known for his exceptional marksmanship and scouting abilities. His skills were put to the test in the trenches of Europe, a new type of war that no one had ever seen before. A modern warfare. One of Pegahmagabow's first major engagements was the Second Battle of Ypres in 1915. Now, this battle was notorious for the first large-scale use of poison gas, that's right, mustard gas and more, by the German forces. And now, amidst the chaos and deadly gas attacks, Pegahmagabow, his bravery and quick thinking, saved so many lives. Now, he scouted enemy positions, relaying crucial information and provided covering fire for his comrades, who were negotiating a new hell in warfare. By 1916, at the Battle of Somme, that was another significant chapter in Pegahmagabow's military career. He was marked by brutal trench warfare and massive casualties. Pegahmagabow's role as a sniper and a scout was critical. He often volunteered for dangerous reconnaissance missions, crawling through no man's land to gather intelligence on enemy movements. His accuracy as a sniper made him a formidable opponent, and he was credited with numerous enemy kills. But that wasn't all. At night, Pegahmagabow would sneak into German trenches and remove parts of sleeping soldiers' uniforms. Now, he'd do this following the warrior tradition of counting coup, which involves intimidating an enemy and persuading them to admit defeat without having to kill them. Hence where he got the name, The Ghost in the Trenches.
By the way, that's a great book if you ever want to pick that one up. Why it's not a movie, I don't know.
Now, throughout his service, Pegahmagabow was awarded the military medals 3 times for his bravery and dedication. These decorations made him one of the most decorated Indigenous soldiers in Canadian history. His courage and resilience in the face of adversity was truly remarkable. Now, Pegahmagabow, using the much-maligned Ross rifle, is what he racked up a total of 378 German kills and capturing more than 300 more during the war. Now, the Ross rifle was much better for sniper use than it was for the average soldier. A sniper could more easily afford to have their rifle sized up because of the mud and the soldiers trying to repel a trench raid, and they could take better advantage of the speed of a straight pull bolt for follow-up shots. But Pegahmagabow loved his Ross rifle. After the war, Pegahmagabow returned to Canada, but the transition to civilian life was challenging. He faced discrimination and struggled to find employment, and despite the difficulties, he remained committed to his people and their rights. He became an advocate for Indigenous veterans and worked tirelessly to improve the conditions of his community. Pegahmagabow served as chief of the Parry Island Band and later as a counselor. He fought for the rights of Indigenous people, including the better access to education, healthcare, and land rights. His leadership and advocacy were instrumental in advancing the cause of Indigenous veterans and their communities. Francis Pegahmagabow. His life and adventures reflect the strength and spirit of the Ojibwa people. His bravery on the battlefield and his commitment to his community continue to inspire and resonate with many today. His story is a powerful reminder of the contributions of Indigenous soldiers and the importance of recognizing their sacrifices and achievements. And if I didn't already say it, my God, that man was a badass. Sources for this badass of the week were, of course, Wikipedia, because what would I do without it? warhistoryonline.com, the Canadian Encyclopedia.ca, warhistoryonline.com, the Great War YouTube page, and cbc.ca. Well, that concludes this week's Badass of the Week on GunsInThe701.com. As always, if you've got a badass in history you want us to talk about, do a little show on, we'd love to hear from you. Drop us a line. We take critiques, we take compliments, and we even take money. That's right. See that QR code up in the corner? You can click on that and donate a little cash. If you got it, we could use it to keep our equipment up to snuff and, get all our bills paid. To write me directly, you can go to Mike@GunsInThe701.com. That's Mike@GunsInThe701.com. Remember, for a back catalog, you can always go to our website, GunsInThe701.com. We've got Guns in the 701's weekly show on Wednesday there. We've also got our friend Jamie and the 701 Nation show there as well with the back catalog and our Badass of the Week. Well, that'll about do it for today. Until next time, for Badass of the Week, I'm Mike. And remember, as my friend Clay always says, keep your powder dry and stay safe, you bunch of badasses.